You will never do anything in this world without courage. It is the greatest quality of the mind next to honor.
The way to gain a good reputation is to endeavor to be what you desire to appear.
We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. The foundation of every state is the education of its youth.
He has the most, who is most content with the least.
Good character is not formed in a week or a month. It is created little by little, day by day. Protracted and patient effort is needed to develop good character. Throw moderation to the winds, and the greatest pleasures bring the greatest pains. For a man to conquer himself is the first and noblest of all victories. Worthless people live only to eat and drink. People of worth eat and drink only to live. The way of living virtuously is by never doing ourselves what we blame in others.
Moral excellence comes about as a result of habit. We become just by doing just acts, temperate by doing temperate acts, brave by doing brave acts.
No man ever steps in the same river twice, for it's not the same river, and he's not the same man.
Happiness resides not in possessions, and not in gold. Happiness dwells in the soul. Difficulties are things that show a person what they are. True wisdom comes to each of us when we realize how little we understand about life, ourselves, and the world around us. No human being will ever know the truth, for even if they happened to say it by chance, they would not even know they had done so.
There are two things a person should never be angry at: what they can help and what they cannot.
Much learning does not teach understanding.
The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do.
The secret of change is to focus all of your energy, not on fighting the old, but on building the new. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters.
If there is a change, there must be something that changes, yet does not change.
Intellect is the swiftest of things, for it runs through everything. I don't need a friend who changes when I change, and who nods when I nod. My shadow does that much better. Wise men speak because they have something to say. Fools because they have to say something. What you leave behind is not what is engraved in stone monuments, but what is woven into the lives of others.
It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters.
You can discover more about a person in an hour of play than in a year of conversation. The mind is not a vessel to be filled, but a fire to be kindled. Do not trust all men, but trust men of worth. The former course is silly, the latter a mark of prudence.
Men who wish to know about the world must learn about it in its particular details.
The energy of the mind is the essence of life. The art of living well and the art of dying well are one. The most difficult thing in life is to know yourself.
Good means not merely not to do wrong, but rather not to desire to do wrong.
In all things of nature, there is something marvelous.
Let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food.
Education is an ornament in prosperity and a refuge in adversity.
Wisdom outweighs any wealth.
Love is all we have, the only way that each can help the other.
Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants.
Human behavior flows from three main sources: desire, emotion, and knowledge. True wisdom comes to each of us when we realize how little we understand about life, ourselves, and the world around us.
It is a true man's part not to err, but it is also noble of a man to perceive his error.
Knowledge without justice ought to be called cunning rather than wisdom.
Pay attention to your enemies, for they are the first to discover your mistakes.
Man is the measure of all things.
The real destroyer of the liberties of the people is he who spreads among them bounties, donations, and benefits. I count him braver, who overcomes his desires, than him who conquers his enemies, for the hardest victory is over self.
A multitude of words is no proof of a prudent mind.
We live not, in reality, on the summit of a solid earth, but at the bottom of an ocean of air.
Place is the greatest thing, as it contains all things. Everything existing in the universe is the fruit of chance and necessity. One thing I know, that I know nothing. This is the source of my wisdom. You don't develop courage by being happy in your relationships every day. You develop it by surviving difficult times and challenging adversity. Death does not concern us, because as long as we exist, death is not here. And when it does come, we no longer exist. Skillful pilots gain their reputation from storms and tempests. Small opportunities are often the beginning of great enterprises.
Life is the flight of the alone to the alone.
Silence is better than unmeaning words.
This world, which is the same for all, has not been made by any god or man, but it always has been, is, and will be an ever-living fire.
The happy man is the one who has a healthy body, a wealthy soul, and a well-educated nature. There is nothing permanent except change. When you are offended at any man's fault, turn to yourself and study your own failings. Then you will forget your anger.
Good people do not need laws to tell them to act responsibly, while bad people will find a way around the laws.
Human behavior flows from three main sources: desire, emotion, and knowledge. Those who educate children well are more to be honored than they who produce them, for these only gave them life, those the art of living well.
When health is absent, wisdom cannot reveal itself, art cannot manifest, strength cannot fight, wealth becomes useless, and intelligence cannot be applied. At his best, man is the noblest of all animals. Separated from law and justice, he is the worst.
Man, a being in search of meaning.
History is philosophy teaching by examples.
I am not afraid of an army of lions led by a sheep. I am afraid of an army of sheep led by a lion. Fast is fine, but accuracy is everything. The proper bulk is better than the big bulk.
Time is the soul of this world.
It is in virtue of unity that beings are beings.
Wisdom thoroughly learned will never be forgotten.
What you leave behind is not what is engraved in stone monuments, but what is woven into the lives of others.
Wait for the wisest of all counselors to judge you, time. The worst of all deceptions is self-deception.
Character is destiny.
No one that encounters prosperity does not also encounter danger. Hope is the only good that is common to all men. Those who have nothing else possess hope still. Time is the wisest of all things that are, for it brings everything to light.
Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants.
Let no man be called happy before his death. Till then, he is not happy, only lucky.
Excessive grief for the dead is madness, for it is an injury to the living, and the dead know it not.
It is frequently a misfortune to have very brilliant men in charge of affairs. They expect too much of ordinary men. By all means, get married. If you find a good wife, you'll be happy. If not, you'll become a philosopher.
When you want wisdom and insight as badly as you want to breathe, it is then you shall have it.
The learning and knowledge that we have is at the most, but little compared with that of which we are ignorant. The ideal man bears the accidents of life with dignity and grace, making the best of circumstances.
We became men once, and one cannot become twice.
Worthless people live only to eat and drink. People of worth eat and drink only to live. Nothing is more active than thought, for it travels over the universe, and nothing is stronger than necessity, for all must submit to it. What man is happy? He who has a healthy body, a resourceful mind, and a docile nature.
A fool is known by his speech, and a wise man by silence.
Concern should drive us into action and not into depression.
Silence at the proper season is wisdom, and better than any speech.
It is impossible to live a pleasant life without living wisely and well and justly. And it is impossible to live wisely and well and justly without living a pleasant life.
The greater the difficulty, the more the glory in surmounting it. I am indebted to my Father for living, but to my teacher for living well.
Love is composed of a single soul inhabiting two bodies.
All men's souls are immortal, but the souls of the righteous are immortal and divine.
All human actions have one or more of these 7 causes: chance, nature, compulsions, habit, reason, passion, desire.
It is possible to provide security against other ills, but as far as death is concerned, we men live in a city without walls,